Okay, so I'm going to just set up my background first. I'm just going to take a standard rectangle. I'm going to change the color. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, so I'm going to remove the stroke, and I'm just taking a basic rectangle. And let's see, I'm just going to drag something out here. It's always good to have a ground, a surface for your stick figure. Okay. Okay, and I think what I want to do here is add another layer. Maybe put sort of a mountain off in the distance. And because this one's behind on the bottom of the layer, then it's not going to impact it. Okay, so I'm holding Option down to get this little angle here. And then maybe in a sky. You certainly don't have to approach it this way. But again, just giving it a backdrop is nice to have. So as you see, my sky is probably a little bit bigger than the stage. So it's, let's see, 550 and 400 for the height, and 0 for X and Y coordinate. And that just fits right in there. Okay, I'm just going to select all three layers here. I'm going to go up to Modify, Combine Objects, and Union. What that does is just puts everything on one layer. And I'm just going to select these two that are empty and delete it. Call this a background. And then I'm going to lock it. And locking it, oh, that didn't work. Thought I locked it. Okay, so locking it won't move it like I just did. Okay, above that, I'm going to call layer 4 stick figure. Okay. Start with an oval for the head. You can do a circle, whatever you want. You can do a robot if you wish. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my line tool and make it about 5. I find 5 is a good width. And I'm going to do straight lines for the arm. And I'm just going to make a little curvature. Okay. Torso, leg 1, leg 2. And the reason why I'm separating them right now is because I'm going to distribute these to their own layer. You'll see that in a second. So I'm going to select all of these elements. I'm going to right-click directly on the object, and I'm going to choose Distribute to Layers. And so what you have here is about 1, 2, 3, 9 objects. Now I'm going to fit them together. call this head, foot, right leg, left leg, right foot, right arm, left arm, torso. Okay. Actually, I think what I'll do is I will merge the right foot with the right leg, keep it together. So I'm going to go to Modify, Combine Objects, and Union. And then I'll just get rid of that layer, rename that right leg. Do the same thing here. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I got a stick figure, empty layer, and then I'm going to add insert a layer folder. I'm going to select these layers, and I'm just going to drag it in. And you can see that little underline right below the word folder. That means it's inside the folder, and you'll see it shift over. Now it's indented. It's all in that folder. Okay, I'm going to go back to the background. I'm going to keyframe right around 50. And I'll start with 50 frames so that my background shows up the entire way. I've got 6 parts to my stick figure. So folder 1, I'll just call that stick figure. And this is where he is. Now I can simply move him over. I can even make him smaller. Okay? He's got extra long legs. Oh, that's okay. I can make him smaller. Alright, there we go. So that's where he is in the first keyframe, the first frame. I'm going to want to highlight frame 2 and go to F6. And there he is again. And I'm just going to move him over. So here's frame 2, here's frame 1. Okay? But I want to move his limbs. So how would I do that? Well, I'll go to his left arm. And if you look at this center point, I'm in the free transform tool. This is where the rotation occurs. Now, it doesn't make sense to have his rotation right here because his arm will separate. So what I need to do is move that white center point right at his shoulder. And so I want his arm to go right here for frame 2. Okay? So there's 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm also going to do the same thing for his leg. Move that up here. And I will rotate his leg this way. So here's frame 2, 1. Right? And then I'll do his right arm. And this does not have to follow a walk cycle, because I know that was kind of tricky, and so I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I wanted you guys to know about the walk cycle for those who are ambitious and want it to really look like he's walking. So here's 1, 2, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight those empty frames in frame 3 and do F6 again. I'm going to move them slightly over. Now what I forgot to do is put my onion skin on. You guys remember that? See, onion skin's important because you can see how far away he was the previous frame. That's very important. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to rotate his arm. Rotate his arm this way. And his arms are all off, so that's okay. I'm also going to bend his legs. So what I did was I double clicked that. Okay. And there's frame 3. F6, move him down. Now maybe I want him to slightly bend forward. So what I would do is I would select these 3 things. That would be indicated in the highlight: the torso, left arm, right arm, and head. And then they act as one. So now I can take that center point and move him forward by just rotating him downward. You see that? Maybe he's going to pick up something off the ground. So if I took the onion skin off, I would be able to see that a little bit more clearly. And then I'll go to frame 5, highlight it, F6, put my onion skin back up, and then I'm just going to select those things again. He's going to rotate further down. And I think what I'm going to do is move that arm forward because he's going to be reaching for something. You see that? Maybe he found a dollar bill on the ground. Or maybe $10. It's more like it. F6. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and select again the torso. Rotate him. Move that arm. Highlight those layers. Keyframe. Select those parts. Rotate the arm. I think his arm's getting too long. Now I'm going to select his legs and bend those down, because he's not that limber. Okay, so he's bending his legs a little bit. Turn off the onion skin. So I'm going to stop right there. So right there, that was about 7 frames. And if he is going to pick something up, I would probably go into my background, unlock it, draw an image. This is where he is, so I'll probably put it right there. And I don't know, maybe a rock right there. Oops.